Hello, everybody. Reviewfiend here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Netflix Castlevania. The premise of the story begins in 1455 Wallachia with a woman named Lisa. She travels to Vlad Dracula Tepes's castle for his scientific knowledge. She meets Dracula, but he doesn't trust her with this knowledge. In exchange for this scientific knowledge, she says that she can teach him how to accept and live among the humans. Over time, eventually, they fall in love. 20 years later, though, in 1475, Lisa gets burned at the stake for this scientific knowledge, accused of witchcraft by the church. Dracula sees that his love is being burned and threatens the entire city that in a year's time, he is going to destroy the entire city and kill everyone. And he makes good on this promise in a year's time because he comes back with a vengeance, destroying the city and slaughtering everybody in sight. This is where we meet Trevor Belmont, a vagrant drunkard who doesn't really care what's going on around him as long as he can find a bite to eat. He's of the legendary exiled monster hunter Belmont family. Through certain events through the story, he eventually meets Sypha and Alucard. Sypha is a sorceress and a member of the nomadic group, the Speakers, who doesn't write their knowledge down in books, but memorizes it through their memory. Sypha is an extremely smart and deadly skilled as a sorceress. She makes a great addition to the team. Then there's Alucard, who tried to stop Dracula before, but got defeated and had to hide himself away in order to heal his injuries. Alucard is the son of Dracula and Lisa, making him part vampire. Once the whole group combines, they conclude that they must stop Dracula in order to end the slaughter. I really like this group's dynamic. For example, Trevor and Alucard's ancestral past ties them together, but despite being a monster hunter and despite being part vampire, they have a mutual respect for each other and each other's capabilities. Also, how they insult each other and Sypha has to break it up. This makes them feel like a small, tight-knit family that you want to adventure with and see the end of their journey. I really like how they wrote Dracula into this TV show. Dracula has every right to be justifiably angry because the church senselessly murdered his wife for no reason. However, Dracula goes about this the wrong way. Instead of just punishing the people that are responsible for his wife's death, he has to punish everybody. This is what makes Dracula such a beautifully tragic character. You kind of understand his logic and know why he's doing such awful, terrible things. This show is beautifully animated. The backgrounds are beautifully drawn, from medieval Gothic towers in town to dark, gloomy hallways and tombs to the desert with skeletons on pikes. This really sets the mood and the tone for the show. Also, the choreography is nice, smooth, clean, and crisp when the characters are fighting, that you just have to watch more action scenes. That's all you need. Also, there's another point I'd like to point out. Even if the show is animated, it is not for children. There is a lot of blood, gore, and violence. Don't believe me? Check these out. Castlevania has an amazing soundtrack that supports and backs up the amazing animation. From dark ambient to somber gothic soundtracks to dramatic, intense, chaotic soundtracks during the fighting scenes, this really sets up the tone and the atmosphere for the show and does an amazing job. Also, the sound effects and the voice actors sound amazing also. They did a really good job mixing it together and not drowning anything out to make an enjoyable experience. In conclusion, I highly recommend Castlevania. From the compelling story to the compelling characters to the compelling animation, you just can't possibly lose on this show. Plus, there's 12 episodes, so you can easily catch up on it. My one criticism, if any, would possibly be the slow pacing of Season 2, but even that doesn't affect it overall. It's still a great show. My grade for Castlevania would be an A. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and let me know what you like of Castlevania. I'd really like to know. I'm the Reviewfiend, and I'll see you next time.